All right, for more on Google, let's bring in Fast Money friend and Deepwater Asset Management managing partner, Gene Munster. Gene, great to see you.
Hello, Melissa.
Good, but not great, you say, because growth is slowing.
Good, but not great. We didn't get any clarity on that critical question that we're all talking about. What's going to happen with search? I just want to put some quick parameters on that. A year ago, GPT, 200 million weekly users. It's probably about 600 million weeklies today. I mean, that is off the charts growth. At the same time, if we compare that to what Google said on the call related to monetization of AI overviews, it's basically unchanged over the past few months. And so the users are going up, they're rolling it out to more countries. But in other words, we still haven't learned much about how this whole search question comes out. Besides the other competitors, GPT in particular, Grok, are getting a ton of traction. Grok, top app in the iOS and Android store. And so I think, Melissa, as I say good but not great, it's going to be really tough for long-term investors to get comfortable that this, in fact, is going to move in a different direction over the next few years. They've been at it 2 years now and still aren't seeing meaningful uptake. And if I was going to kind of put this all in the most basic terms, Google is becoming eBay, effectively. Its energy is getting zapped out. Before eBay, it was Amazon kind of taking its energy out. Now it's GPT, Anthropic, and Grok doing the same.
So do you think that this is just early innings, and so there's time for Alphabet to catch up in this? Or what's your takeaway from all of this, then, for Google's AI business?
I think it's going to be this is going to be a tough road. And so I've been positive on this for a long time, and I've shifted my view more recently, and specifically just the question about, it's not just about having a great chatbot. The problem is that they've got a $1 trillion search business that they have to somehow create a monetization that feels a lot like what everybody wants right now, which is a really simple result. And so not only are you facing competition from these other bots, but you also have to answer this question about the monetization. And so my sense is that Google is going to be an important part of our lives for a long time. 2 billion daily users, over 2 billion, they said. That's not going away. eBay's didn't go away either. eBay's a $30 billion company today. And so I think that this one's going to be really tough over the next several years. And just to kind of put a bow on it, I don't know what a long-term investor is going to pull out of tonight that's going to make them comfortable that they're going to successfully navigate that monetization question.
It's interesting, Gene, because what you're saying there is hauntingly familiar to what Ben Wrightsey said about a month and a half or 2 months ago, and he used a comparison of Google to Eastman Kodak, which I thought was an interesting choice by him. And I'm not pushing you down that road, but you're saying similar things.
Yeah, it's, again, a company that's near and dear to all of us, but let's just rewind and look at what's happened for the search growth over the last year. March of 2023 or 2024, it was 14% growth, 14, and it's just continued to go down. It's 10%. YouTube, kind of the same trend. And so a really important company that's just not growing, that still has a really big question to answer. Just like eBay had a question to answer, was they were a third party. Amazon was coming in as a first party doing fulfillment. They had to make a hard decision about how to go after that. They stuck to their road, and that's where they are today.
Gene, it's Karen. Thanks for being on. So a lot has been said about breaking up Google, but what about, I'm not talking about from an antitrust standpoint. I'm talking about actually letting the pieces float or spin or whatever, however you want to do it. What do you think of that as a possibility here? And would you be in favor?
To unlock some of the value at this point, I think there's some mechanics around that. On the Chrome side, it didn't seem like there was much of a bidder, but OpenAI wants to bid for that. I think that just shows you how these two companies are fighting for the consumer. That's the bid on Chrome. So, Karen, I think that there are opportunities to kind of spin these out. I still think that the central question, it's kind of like Intel, is like, what's your central question? How are they going to compete in the AI? We know what it is in the central question relative to search, and I think a breakup isn't going to change that equation.